As you guys see, I got rid of one. I was not sleeping well, so I went back to my original mattress. I got why'd you go hide? I got a package, like a mattress, cause brand new mattress, and got a one of those queen, water resistant everything type of thing. So I packed that up, and now we're lower. You guys remember I was up here, all you saw was green. Now you actually see my headboard. I actually have one. Wouldn't you know? Delilah's extra clingy to me today because she's licking my toe right now. But I think it's because she missed me. She was home all day. You should have heard this poor baby. Oh, good gracious. You thought the world was coming to the end. She was howling. Some noises I haven't heard. She was angry. She was not a pleasant dog. I gave her so much love when I walked in. I shouldn't say she wasn't a pleasant dog. She was cute as a button. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Rick's Clicks. Been a while, my friend. How you been? Shirley H., in my opinion, we all need to start putting pressure on Sumner County Sheriff TB, because they have this footage. I mean, it's so for God bless Mob Crew. We gotta give some clappy hands in the chat for the Mob Crew. I call them the Mob. You know why I noticed that when I was listening to myself the other day, I went back to rewind. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, but I was watching it, and I kept saying the Mob Squad. And and I kept saying, it was infuriating, by the time I'm like, and I remember kept saying it to myself, Mob Crew. Like I knew it, but when I was live, I was hearing Mob Crew, but apparently my mouth was saying Mob Squad. And I'm like, you know why? Because it rolls off the tongue from Mod Squad. And so I kept doing that. But when I say a Mob Crew or Mob Squad, I'm talking about Mob Crew, okay? It happens, damn it, I tell you. But God bless him, because he was so patient. And I got that whole picture wrong. I'm going back through my footage. I'm like, I'm going to find that medal. Whatever that shiny thing is, I'm going to find it. And so I get to the spot, and I'm working it too. You got to slow that down, and it never slows down right. So you got to fast forward, then you got to back it up slowly. Then you got to fast forward, you got to back it up slowly. Then you got to take the screen. And I saw that, and I jumped for joy. And I'm like, I found it. It's a utility box, one of those great green things, because I could just see the slice in it. I wasn't paying attention that it was attached to the truck. And I kept trying to tell him, but by this time I had spent, what did I spend, like $10 to try to tell him it's a utility box, and it wasn't. And I'm like, well, hell, I'm not going to $2.99 him and tell him I was wrong. I'm not going to put it that much of a flashing light on me. But I was totally wrong. People like, are you talking about the mirror? And I'm like, I looked at it again, and I'm like, well, hell. I'm like, okay, well, I thought I was getting lucky. I didn't get lucky. Oh, well, shucks. But anyways, I was trying to get his attention. God bless him. He had so many people in the chat that every time I went to write something, I couldn't write for like, was it 2 minutes? Was it a minute and 30 seconds? So I'm trying to write. It only lets you write so much. And I'm like, and so I'd hit him like, it's the mirror. And then I would try to, I'm like, maybe I should put stop signs. I'd go here and put stop signs on it. And then it's like, you have 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining before you can read it. I'm like, oh. So, yeah, but you know what? Shirley, you're right. At the end of the day, law enforcement has had this footage, okay? It was in some of these cases, and I think 1015, which is where that house is, 1015. And I think that was collected on day one. For some reason, I remember looking at a diagram. The girls on TikTok, the diagram. I can't remember who I was all on panel with, but I think it was Chasing Crimes. Believe it or not, Body was on there at the time. And they did some really good intel. They had listened to the audio, and they pinpointed all the houses that had collected footage that first day, because they're like, yeah, nobody's here. Yes, we've got footage. We've downloaded the footage. You could hear all that in the dispatch communications. So they had marked all of the houses. It was pretty cool how they did it. And I'm pretty sure that 1015, I don't know why 1015 is ringing out in my head. Now, remember, I only saw this thing one time. I think we were looking at it and perusing through it for at least, I don't know, 30 or 45 minutes, something like that. But for whatever reason, I believe 1015 was one of the places that they collected footage from day one. So they've had this. And I have to believe that they have realized there's more going on than meets the eye. With that said, still nothing. So there's got to be a reason for that. So we need to change the way we're thinking and try to identify all of the reasons why there wouldn't be handcuffs at this moment, if everything is true. Now, I believe it was Cajun that sent over the photo. Thank you for that. Another bombshell information from Cajun. She's the one that actually realized that the light was on when that unscrupulous PI, UTI, when UTI posted it on his X handle. She's the one that identified that right away. She's the one that sent me all the receipts. Even when the bunk little square thing coming from a different angle to, like, these people, like, he has this footage, and that's what frustrates me. He's always constantly calling people a liar, but he literally could just go like that morning, or even the next morning, or even the day after that. It doesn't really matter. The camera's affixed. It's not moving. And get a daytime shot. I'm certain he has daytime footage from the footage he collected, and most definitely could take a screenshot and just show it instead of using Google Earth and other nonsense. It just doesn't make sense. But what was really interesting is that Mob Crew, it looks like, got a whole file of something. So that was interesting. Hey Trish, Big Mac Mike up in the house, Crazy Cat Lady, nice to see you. Too Tired to Play, nice to see you. JH, Mitzi, it's nice to see you again. I hope you've been doing well. Tammy, Phil, Brown Eye Girl, girls, I will be able to read one of these days. Stephanie, it's nice to see you. Marla, hello. MC, good evening. MTB, Rick Clicks, been a long time. It has been. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Deanna, Stephanie, it's nice to see you. Melody, Susan, good evening. Our beautiful Holly up in the house. Me and you. Hindsight, it's nice to see you as well. Georgia, Patriot Woman, hello. I know. It's so funny. Man, I was determined. I'm like, I know I got this. And I did. For like 6 or 7 minutes, I was just doing nothing but going through my old footage, because I had to find, because there's only, I wasn't in, despite what people say out there, I wasn't there very much. I was only at, there, like I said, a daytime view, a nighttime view, and to show you guys where I posted the flyers. That literally was it. And so I had to find the footage where those, the 3 times I was there. So I had to, once I found the daytime view, that's when I started just slow. But I knew I got something, damn it. I was trying. I think I got more frustrated trying to tell him I realized it's a mirror. It's a mirror. I should have just sent him an email, but he wasn't even reading the emails either. me with the circle around it. So then I'm like, I did. Oh, good gracious. That was good. But you know what? Everybody was trying. That's what I like. I like those spur of the moment, don't realize you're about to have some information fall in your lap, and then everybody just working. Like, that just about, he had 2,000 people. I guarantee at least 500 people in that chat were on their computers trying to enhance. Like, I mean, that's the first thing I did when I saw that photo. I'm like, there is a person there. So I took a picture of it, which distorts it even worse, because even video sucks. You want the cleanest and clearest still possible, but I just took a screenshot here on my computer or on my phone, and then I just cropped it, and then I just started going through filters, and I'm like, that is a person. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Because I'm telling you, it's like every day now, something. I don't know. Something. That's all I gotta say. Something. Hello. Oh, I just skipped over people. I am so sorry. I am so rude. We're not getting to hindsight. It's nice to see you. Georgia Patriot Woman JH, me and you. I'm struggling tonight. It's getting late, and I've been up since I didn't go to bed. Well, I was up and down last night, but I think the last time I turned in finally was at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I got up at 6:45. So I am not doing well, and you guys see how late it is. But that was pretty cool. You know what I think that is? Standing up on the side of the house. Phil, it's nice to see you. Pandies, it's nice. Oh, it's been a while for you too. It's nice to see you. CC, Prayer Warriors, Melody, Deanna, Phil, Karen. It's nice to see you all. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time and a wonderful night. We got 322 people in chat. Don't forget to thumb up. Now that I'm done with all of that. So I thought that was pretty interesting, because we've been talking a lot about these lights video, and there's got to be a reason that a whole entire, why would he put that out and say, covered for privacy? Privacy, it was at night. Everything that you would see is outdoors. Privacy? Like, you can go to Google Maps and see it. And that was the first red flag, is why would this ban be put over that entire area? Why not just a little, whatever? And it just didn't make sense. So we knew that there is, especially after Cajun identified the light, and then they kept trying to say that it's not. But I have to believe in what Mob Crew was doing. He was already on the right track before he got those photos in. He had already debunked that it wasn't there, and then boom, some other video or still images from the exact same camera. But you know what was really noticeable? You could absolutely tell that those were authentic, original. It had the neat logo on it. And I was very surprised to find out that timestamp that we've been relying on was not on the original copies. And so, would he have fabricated the time? I don't think he was smart enough to do that, because he wasn't even smart enough to cover the window or even notice the lights were on at that house. So, I don't know if he would be manipulating the time at 3:06. Unless he just didn't realize. Well, no, I guess he would be stupid enough to do that too. I don't know. But either way, right there in the middle of the live, when Chris was talking about something completely different, I can't remember what he was. I think he was still on the shiny thing. Trying to figure out what that light source is, and he was going over what he thought it could be behind the blur, and he was thinking that it was possible that somebody had a flashlight, and he literally put this stick man up on this gray area, And then like a half an hour later, you get originals coming in, and lo and behold, it's this figure almost in the same exact spot that he drew his original thing. But you can tell he did not at all have those photos before he did this. They were just coming in. I think it was just like one photo, and then he shared his screen. I don't know if he meant to share all of it, but there was just, it looked like a lot of photos had been dropped, and you could see that they were all from the camera. So he just got like this mother load dropped in his lap tonight, and I'm very, very curious as to what goes on. You can absolutely, without a doubt, clearly see a subject silhouette with that backlight, seeing it. And I blew it up, and I can't get the pixel. I'm not like that. Like, you know, we need Grace's gavel to do something with the image, or Lady Freedom Raw Narratives, or whichever one of you creators out there, or believe it or not, there's a lot of people in our audience that aren't creators that have a lot of gifts and work with those gifts and help out all the time. So if you guys want to clear up the image, please do, because I got to tell you, that was some pretty clear imagery. But the problem is that particular camera is quite a distance away from the backyard of Sebastian's home. Believe it or not, I mean, it's not, these are actually nice sized lots. So the houses, like, it looks like for their house is sitting more to the front of the lot, and they have a larger backyard where they can put that huge shed. I mean, that's not a small shed by anybody's account, and they still have plenty of backyard back there. Let me just look and see what you guys are saying. Eventually, Crab Apples was trying to convince people otherwise tonight. Lots of mob crew chat trying to tell Chris he was wrong. Chris at Mob Crew is on target. Yeah. That guy is an idiot. You know what? If he really did have friends on social media, and his wife, not to be disrespectful or disparaging to a lady I do not know, and I'm going to say that right now, but I'd have to think that his wife is seeing what he's doing online and how he's speaking to people online. And that is, you can't be negative all the time and speak ill of all these people and be a positive person in the household. So I'm pretty sure what he is projecting, you know, and you have to remember, he's a dad with a wife and 2 children. And he's just talking about basically admitting to being caught out there in the woods doing stuff, and he's still back on here. I would think that any friend or any person that cares for him, like his wife, would tell him to just unplug and get yourself put together before you keep making a fool of yourself on all these social media platforms, because that's what he's doing. I don't understand people. You would think a real friend would tell him that. Trust me, if you were doing that, I would tell you that. Stupid as stupid does. Yeah, for real. He's a brick shy of a... Okay, I need to stop reading chat for a second. Let me get back here. Oh, thank you, Outer Banks. Outer Banks is rooting to help with the attorney fund. Thank you. I'm sure it's dropped in chat. I can't post anything the way I'm running the show tonight, because we're just running straight YouTube. I've got no ability to bring stuff up on panel, no ability to show comments. My ability is I can pin something. That's as much excitement as we get over here running straight YouTube. Just saying. Oh, that was really sweet. Aw. Getting back to that. That was the most frustrating thing. I can't remember how many times I'm like, well, damn it. Yeah, I was cussing behind the screen. I surely was. Because I was trying. Because usually whenever you're trying to get their attention, you could spam a little bit, with the little stop signs and stuff like that. I get one try, and I kept forgetting you only get one try, make it count. And I'd write something stupid, and then I'd go back there and I'd write something again, and I'm like, the wheel of justice turns slow, in my opinion. Ellie is waiting for some forensics of some kind. Remember, you guys remember, let's go back in time a little bit. Let's rewind our brains just a little bit. Remember when we were questioning about the forensics and nobody could really talk about the forensics, and then it was somebody, like a neighbor or something, saying that they were doing and testing something in the backyard? Do you guys remember that? I remember that. And I remember it was right around the time that Nick Barris finally said something. Somebody asked him, nobody's ever talked about the forensics publicly. The last time we heard anything about the forensics at all was from the stepfather, and it was on Smiley's World. And he said that no forensics had been done in the house and no fingerprints had been done in the house. And I thought, that I don't like the fingerprints thing, and I don't like the excuse as to why they chose not to do the fingerprints. You should always do the fingerprints, especially on the place that was alleged that the child went out. So I don't know. And if there's none there, according to the mom's story, she would have had no time to clean the house or tidy the house or wipe down the doorknobs. So if they were lacking, that would be more evidence to support a cleanup. I don't know. I don't like excuses for not taking fingerprints. I don't care what it is, even as minor, no matter what you're dealing with, whether it's a car break-in, a burglary. If you're a cop, take the damn the kit out and just dust something. All right? I'm sorry. It makes people feel good to call you when they are in their worst time, and they feel violated. You don't realize it might be a comfort item, but it's also a useful item because you never know what you're going to find. And a lot of, especially low-level crimes, they won't even take the box out. If somebody busts your window of your car, they don't fingerprint it. They steal your wallet with 1,000. They ain't fingerprinting your card or your car. They're going to give you a service number, an incident number, a case number, and tell you to take it up with your insurance. Whatever. Could the reflection in the back be a headlamp? I do agree that there's something back there. I mean, he's hitting on something. But I have to tell you, I see these ripples. Like, when I was seeing that photo of that object that's just driving him absolutely nuts. It's driving me nuts, too. It's driving us all nuts. Now, we see it. Now, you can't unsee it. Like, every time he shows that picture, you go right to that spot and just keep wondering what it is. But for whatever reason, and it could be me, I'm not good with the picking this stuff out of the photos and stuff like that. I'm just not good at that, okay? I'm just not. I don't see what everybody else sees. Like, when they show you the blobs on the card, you probably see a butterfly. Like, I probably see a lizard. Okay, I'm not good with it. I'm not good. I don't know. I'm not good with it. I'm not good with it. But when I was looking at, and maybe it's the construction background in me too, I keep thinking it's like a piece of leftover corrugated metal roofing or something leaning up against the back of the shed and just poking out a little bit, because it looks like it's got waves. Like it didn't look like it was a flat surface. It looked like it had some waves or some type of texture to whatever it was that we were looking at. But I don't know. Some of my comments are posting and some aren't. I want to be fly on the wall, whatever, KP. Misty. I think LE is waiting on finding Sebastian for more solid information before an arrest. Well, that does sound reasonable. I mean, I'm not saying that's not unreasonable, but we haven't heard of any more searches from them. I mean, not that they would be vocal about it, okay? Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It's not that they're going to say, hey, we're going to be here at this time doing this type of search. It's just the news spreads organically. So what ends up happening is a whole bunch of police officers, obviously have to coordinate, and most of them have their own private vehicle, their own business vehicle, which is a cop vehicle, right? But they don't ride two at a time anymore. It's like they all have their own private vehicle. So, a personal vehicle, work vehicle. And so you got a lot of people on a search, and what ends up happening is neighbors see this, lots of cops, and they're turning on their news, they're listening to the news reports, nobody's saying anything about anything going on, so naturally they start calling law enforcement. They're probably saying, we can't comment on that, it's just routine or whatever they say, and their guts telling them something's going on. So then they reach out to their news, report it as breaking news. Then the news crews start calling the sheriff's office, then they say they can't report on it, and then they say it's some type of something. I don't know. We've seen it before. He seems almost sad. I have tried to tell him to get away from social media and take care of himself. Who's Seth? Yeah, but in a way, I think, he's always going to keep looking because he's searching for his son. Even if he has to listen to some of the most, which it's what's heartbreaking about it, some of the most gut-wrenching theories that a parent could imagine, but he's going to most likely listen, and he's most likely going to always watch anything that has to do with his son because he's searching for his son, and he's still looking for that nugget of information that'll help bring his son home. And I just don't see that changing in him. And of course he's sad, he was full of energy at the beginning trying, because he knew he was going to find his son, but we're here a year later, and you're talking about a man that hasn't seen his son, which is his pride and joy. It's the whole reason he's there, it's the whole reason he's doing what he's doing, is so he can be with his son. That's his everything. And his son hasn't been around for almost a year. I can't even begin to imagine how that feels, nor do I ever want to know what that feels. We've all had to feel pain and grief, but even that pain and grief is so personal from one person to another. It's hard. And even when it's hard, your hard doesn't compare to that hard, or that hard doesn't compare to that hard, because they affect everybody so differently. I can't imagine. And just not being able to see, feel, or touch your child. But the good news is he has hope. He believes his son is out there. He believes his son is breathing. His son is healthy. We just have to find him. How many folks want to be a fly on the wall? Oh, I think I read that. Did I go up or down? Oh, I must have accidentally went down. Aw, it's me, Jen, gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. I hope I didn't miss anybody else. I am so sorry. I didn't even realize, because I'm going so slow through all of this, because, I'm kind of, I guess I'm flabbergasted that law enforcement hasn't made an arrest. Like, everything that we've been told from the beginning there's no possibility of it being true at this point. Like, none of it. I don't think either one of them went to sleep, honestly. I don't know. I don't know what to think of all of this. But it's like so glaring, and we know law enforcement has had it for a significant amount of time, and we're all still scratching our heads wondering why is there no arrest? Clearly something happened. Maybe it's because they don't know what to arrest them for. Is that a possibility? Aw, thank you, Grace upon Grace. I appreciate it. God bless you. Is that a possibility? Hey, Sonia. It's nice to see you. The real me too. It's me, Jen. Hey, Maria. Is Tony up in here? Hey, Tony. It's nice to see you. If we can clear up images, just bear with me. If we can clear up images, we'd have to conclude that so can law enforcement, and law enforcement would have this. I don't know why. Clearly something was going on that is definitely in direct conflict of what we were told was going on. At minimum. We are so close. We are so close. I can't wait to see because a Mob Crew, he got those. Did you guys see that? If you haven't, go over to Mob Crew. Watch that. I snagged the thumbnail that's on here. I snagged that for my thumbnail. And then I found out that it was Cajun. Cajun's been finding a lot of stuff. If you guys haven't, Cajun, are you here? Are you here on? I'd have to believe you're on YouTube because I see you in chat. But do you have a channel here on YouTube, or is it just on TikTok? Cajun, we're all jumping around. Yeah. Sorry if I seem grouchy. I have see a neurosurgery tomorrow. Ugh. Don't worry, I'm a Krabby Patty. Oh, sweet misery, it's nice to see you. I'm a Krabby Patty too because I'm exhausted. I've been up for a really long time today, and I have a funny feeling. Well, I think I'll sleep. Usually if I don't sleep well one night, I sleep well the next night. I'm trying to build my channel here, LOL. Well, maybe we should, you feel like an interview? I mean, not right now. I'm not going to interview I'm not prepared, but if you want to, I can bring you up, let people get to know you. People always enjoy getting to know you. We'll talk about case stuff. I won't be like diving. we'll talk about case stuff. Don't worry. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Oh, hey 5D, it's nice to see you. Let those creative brain, I don't know, do we call them rocks? Do we call them cells? What do we call the things upstairs these days? Coconuts? I got some coconuts. I don't like marbles. I got a few marbles rolling around. Oh. Thank you guys. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, I want you guys to go over there and check out the Mob Crew's video. I think I'm telling you, it was good before he started getting this whole wealth of information. And he was getting it in real time, and you could just see that he's like, I got to look at this. And I can see he analyzes things very, very well, and he understands what he's seeing, because some of the stuff that that started out with to where we are in the conversation, he did a really good job identifying where the tree was, putting it on the map. That looks like it takes some time. Me and time, me and that, having to spend hours upon hours upon hours looking and drawing and stuff like that. You know how much I just love doing that stuff. Chris is awesome. We don't trust too many people around these streets, but we love Chris. That's why I'm telling you, the people that I see that are doing the work, those are the people that you see me. I've been in a lot of chats here lately. I'm listening, because there is starting to be a conversation. We're starting to get, the wheels churning. People are starting to think of ways to find the information. Things are starting to kind of come together, which always happens in a case, because when so much time goes by, people in the community start getting desperate and feel it's just human nature. You feel like nothing's getting done. You want to make sure everybody starts knowing about the information you provided to law enforcement. It just happens. I mean, every single case we have, especially ones that you have this, like this, the interviews, and you're going off the information you've learned. Some people are throwing up information that they are finding out and showing the receipts for. But then there's a time when you start getting some more significant information in the case. And to me, when that happens, that's telling me that people in the community are concerned that this boy's not going to get justice. Because usually the people that ends up leaking this stuff are people in the community that are concerned about somebody not getting justice. That's usually what happens. People don't want to be named. They don't want to get involved. But they want to do their part. It happens. Trust every case. It happens. So you just kind of got to be patient, and it seems like it's starting to happen. So let's pay attention to as much as we can, but verify. No, he has not been found. Any type of information you get, verify. All right? There are so many people, believe it or not. I know you're probably saying, who would do that? I used to say that myself. And now you hear me say, verify. If you're going to be a pro on these streets, thank them, but always verify. Just saying. So I graduated with a master's degree in trucker. Oh, you're going to be graduating. Congratulations, Shirley. I cannot believe it. I know you put a lot of hard work in that. You had to. No degree comes without hard work. I'm new to you, but has been this sent to the FBI or cops? This, believe it or not, has all come from the house. Law enforcement would have had it months ago. It was the house directly behind them. That's what I was saying at the very beginning of this show, is that this footage they would have had, because we were listening to the dispatch calls during that time, and I am almost 99.9% confident 1015 was one of the first, not one of the first, but definitely ones that they had collected cameras from, footage from, rather. So law enforcement would have had this months ago. But typically law enforcement collects it, then it has to go to a different department for analysis, then it has to go to a different department for enhancement, and it's this whole chain of custody with it that takes frickin' forever. And then, months down the road, after they have concluded that and what their image is, then it goes over to a different analysis that has to put it on a stupid frickin' report to send it over to law enforcement so they can know what. You guys think I am crazy. I am not crazy. You have no idea the hands that one thing has to go through, and the umpteen million reports and initials, and everything has to be explained. Everything. the processes, the movements. It literally has to, one person has to certify that they're taking it from their possession, and the other person has to certify that they are receiving it. Then they have to, like, all the tapes, everything have to stay on. You just have to cut it. Oh, like it is insane. Some of the protocols they have are like, but you're dealing with criminal cases, and some of these are, you know, these things are challenged in a court of law. That's why they have to do it this way. Do better. We are very protective of BHB, as you can see. LOL. Yeah, people are very, because I get attacked so much and I get blamed for everything. Wouldn't you know, no matter how many times I've given credit to the people that did an amazing job on clearing up an image, and like even hindsight with the video, just an amazing job. We have, you know, these are things that were just a speck of light that we didn't even know what the heck we were seeing, to developing into, we can clearly see it, at minimum, it is a human being walking. And to me, that is huge, and everybody has done an amazing job doing it. So I never ever want anybody criticizing or anything like that. But they're like, oh, I fabricated all this. Sorry, boo boo, Betty never touched it. I didn't have my hands on anything. I have I have stood up here and said it is not in my wheelhouse. I don't know how much clearer I can be. That enhancement crap is not in my wheelhouse. If you see that thumbnail, that's to the extent of the enhancement Bullhorn Betty is capable of making, and that's basically cropping it and going in and hitting a button to clear up an image. Okay, that's all you getting from me. Okay, it's easy. It ain't much. So I leave it to the people that have the patience and the education and know how to do that stuff. And then when they release it, I give them credit, and now we have a new piece of information that we can all use to help clarify a case. So I don't know how much more I can do it. I mean, outside of standing on my own personal roof with my own personal bullhorn, screaming it from the rooftops, this ain't my wheelhouse. I don't know what I can do to make people listen. I had nothing to do with it. But they did a great job, and they deserve the credit that each and every one of them deserve to have. That was a lot of hard work, I am sure, and we are very thankful for that. It gives us a little insight. But darn, you know, this image, this behind the house image, man, this is something. This is something. There's something. There's going to be a brouhaha, and I thank God it went into Chris's hands, because from everything I have learned about Chris, and one of the reasons why I really like the mob crew is because I am absolutely, utterly confident that he is going to be reviewing it, and because just like other stuff that he can't release until Friday, I am almost confident that he is going, if he sees something that is a just major, I trust that he will make sure law enforcement has that before the public ever does. You know? I'm sorry, like he even said, I have to review this. I think he realized he was starting to, you know, get a little bit more information that probably needs to be analyzed before it just goes bloop right there on the internet. So, you know, those are respectable behaviors I like seeing in creators. They are, you know. He gave a little nibble. He realized that he had something, and, you know, outside of what he had already previously showed, he didn't really show any more. You know, that's a sign of somebody that cares about a case and cares about, one, the truth, but more importantly, making sure the people that have the power to get justice have that stuff first. So good qualities that I've seen so far. And not only that, but he was so patient with poor Bullhorn Betty because I knew I found what he was looking for. Oh, and it was attached to the truck. Not to the ground. I had it all wrong. I was trying to tell him. I'm just saying. Oh, good gracious. What is their page? Can one of the are you talking about the mob crew? Yeah, everybody needs to see that. Can somebody drop the mob crew's link down here? Because I'm going to be getting off here. I'm going to bed. I'm freaking exhausted. I'm tired. I want to sleep. I'm sure you guys know. You guys know when I'm delusional. I'm hilarious. At least I crack myself up. That's when you know it's time for old Bullhorn Betty to get to bed. They got to tell the jury what happened. There, thank you, Sonia. Yeah, I'm going to bed. To me, BHB, that figure behind the house looked like they were carrying someone over the shop. I didn't think so. When I blew it up, the first thing, this is just my opinion. I don't want nobody coming over here and giving me grief for my freaking opinion. If you don't like my opinion, go bitch on your own damn channel. I'm just saying. When I blew it up, the first thing I thought of is the car picture where it looked like it looked like it was Katie with a ponytail. That's what it looked like to me. I told you I'm not good at this stuff. That's why I don't like saying it, because then we're probably going to find out that it was like freaking Godzilla, and it was taken in 2013. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really not good with that stuff. But when I blew it up, the first thing, it wasn't Chris. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw the back of that, because it looks like, when he revealed it, it doesn't look like whoever it is turned this way. It looks like they're turned toward the common area this way. This way. You guys remember? What did I tell you? What did I tell you all the way back in June? I stopped the car and zoomed in on that little, I kept telling you guys, those gates aren't together. There's a walkway between there. I'm telling you, there's something, it has something. Because I'm telling you, the dog trails, I'm trying to find an exit from the back of the house. Everything seems to be concentrated in the back part of the house to the common area to the car. So I'm following my gut instincts, and then here we have lights on in the back of the house, which we didn't know about at the time, and we have what appears to be, if everything, he just got these. He's got to probably ask a million questions on the footage and everything else. I'm gonna let the mob crew do that. But if this was at 3:00 in the morning, you got people moving in the area that I pointed at in front of that house. We keep wondering, we know that I was getting close to something when the protective orders were taken out, because we know I didn't break the law, and that they were doing it to try to shut me up. We all knew that, and we were all trying to figure out, but we were covering so much of the case. Is that part of it, Because I surely did go back in some of those videos. I stopped that car. I pointed back there. I said, guys, these are not attached. Somebody could get back there, and it's big enough to put a riding mower through it. It's wide enough. It's a wide enough path that you can get a riding lawnmower through it. So it's not just a little, it's a wide, like, alley, little alley between the houses. So we need heightened size analysis on the case. Do we have a heightened size analysis on YouTube? Do we know anybody that has any experience in that? That's a great thought. I believe there's something on YouTube for everybody. I have to believe, no matter what kind of profession somebody is, you could find them on YouTube. So maybe we need to find them on YouTube. I hope they arrest and find him. I do too. His father deserves answers, and his father deserves his son. I will never understand, for all the people that say such horrible things about me, how they can be so cruel to an innocent father and then ever say anything with my name on it is beyond me. Because you know what? I would never ever do that to anybody else. The people that we talk about and discuss are just that, with people we talk about and discuss. Parents that have some explaining to do and want to hide, then yeah, I get a little louder. I do things, but they're all legal, and they're all covered under the Constitution. Gathering of voices, talking on my channel, going out there, staying on public property, acquiring information. I mean, it's all protected. I don't do anything criminal. Yet these people do things not only that are just disgusting, but then you got people showing up at people's properties, people brigading law enforcement, state's attorneys, parole officers. What? It's just, it's a kind of evil that it's just sad. I just don't understand how people can be so hateful and so literally so evil. Because no matter what they think of him, he's an innocent father that went to work, got off work, and has never seen his son since the last time he's seen his son. I will never understand that kind of person, and nor do I ever want to. Because that to me is just freaking insane. It is insane. Yet praising two people that were the most responsible for this child, that allow every single bad thing that ever happened to this child happened under their watch and by their hand. And they are praised by these people for hurting an innocent boy that was medically needy and obviously had disabilities. And they praise those people. I will never, ever understand that kind of evil, nor do I want to. All right, guys. God bless you. I'm going to bed. If I can go to sleep. If I can, I'll be in Brittany J's later. See you guys then. All right, guys. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. More important, what? Be kind to one another. And don't forget, Mob Crew, I'm absolutely certain is going to start breaking some of this stuff open and starting to really analyze some stuff. If you guys have some expertise in something, right? And you want to help out, don't be silent to creators. That goes to even if you don't like me, but you like your other creator, and you have something, you have the ability to analyze, you have the ability to do research, you have the ability, stuff like that. Do it and send it, because you don't understand how valuable that is to creators. Having that participation from the audience, having that help from the audience, is amazing. If you have like Pen Show, the 3D imaging. If you have a craft or a gift, don't keep it a secret. Use it. Anything that you can do in your power to help. This is a 15-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy, good gracious, I can't believe he's already 16. It's already been a year, but it has. He's had so much against him, and that's a lot like a lot of our cases. It's a lot of people that were already, just really already had it rough. You know what I'm saying? It just sucks. I don't know what else to say. It just sucks. This kid had it rough. And now we're here. And it just angers me that there are so many people that treat his biological father, the one where he felt the safest, like crap, while praising the people that terrorize this boy. I can't. People People frustrate me. All right, guys. I love you. God bless you. Have a great night.